Agencyclick presents Everything Film with Film Robot. We're broadcasting on BNN Bloomberg 1410 AM, 103.5 FM HD3. And broadcasting from Brew Hall on 2nd Avenue and Quebec. Joe Leary along with Patrick Scheltgen. And we're trying to do different things on this program to focus, again, the show is called Everything Film. So it is Everything Film, and among his many talents, Cowett is a filmmaker, but also stunt person. And I just met you a couple of weeks ago, and we got engaged in a limited conversation, but I thought that's certainly a big element of the industry. How does one get into stunts? Were you like a crazy kid that was always breaking stuff and always wanted to challenge yourself and go higher and faster? And
I think most kids are, aren't they?
I think we start that way, and then usually the parentals come in and kind of say, let's knock this off. I mean, it's only so many trips to the hospital, but yeah. Were you turned on by that? When you would watch a movie, were you looking for the action scene? Was that the stuff that connected with you?
No. I connected with like motorbikes and then into extreme sports. So I was like a pro half-pipe snowboard rider and motorbike jumper and that kind of thing. That's how I got into the industry. And then after I got into the movie business, that's how I met Shane.
Shane Meyer, who was on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on the show. I met Shane because I was his stunt double, doing a bunch of snowboarding stuff early in my career. That's when we met. But I quickly realized that if I wanted to make a living, I needed to learn how to do other things. I needed to learn how to fight, especially because like if you can fight and fall and flip, that's like 80% of the job. So there's only a couple jobs a year where you're jumping a motorbike or you're flying off on a snowboard or something. But if you want to work full time, you need to be able to fight and flip. And so I got really, really, really into martial arts. I just channeled all my energy into acrobatics and martial arts, and then my industry, kind of embraced that. I needed a white guy that could do that at the time.
That's it's interesting because with Agencyclick, we have a lot of aspiring stuntmen. We get it all the time. So just taking it from a different angle, I wanted to ask you is like, okay, so you went through it, so that's valuable information. Learning to like fight and flip and take a punch, and that's such great information. But what can we tell our people that's just starting out? There's a guy that's 18, 19 right now, right? And he goes, you know what? I want to do this. So, if you had to give him, 3 pieces of advice, register here, do this, go to the union, what would you do? What would you tell that person?
That's a good question, man. Everybody kind of gets in at different times for different reasons.
Yeah. Some
people, they come to set as an extra. They see the stunt coordinator or they meet a stunt guy on set, and then they say, hey, I'm really keen. Can I get your contact, and can I, help out, move pads, and those people, generally they get washed out. But a few of those people, get through the cracks and they break in. A lot of them become like stunt coordinator assistants or something like that. And then you have kind of the other side of the spectrum. You've got like circus, Cirque du Soleil acrobat, amazing athletes, or you got extreme sports people kind of like myself, or a combination of that, and then there's like a niche where they need something, and then they hire the niche circus performer.
And then you move in from, so you kind of have to have an in, is what you're kind of saying. At the same time, you can work hard to get that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you kind of have to have at least one contact. Like what will happen if it's like, we need a guy that can, fall off this table with no pads on, dressed as a clown. It's like, okay, well, there's no one that can do it. And so we'll audition, clown breakfall artists, and we'll find somebody. Wow. And that person comes in usually because they know one stuntman or they know of a, so you audition and then you hire the guy that way.
Is there a ascending rate pay scale? So this level of danger pays this, but this level of danger pays this much more?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, we call it a stunt adjustment. It should be more like chiropractor adjustment.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it's called an adjustment, but it's a bonus. Yeah, it's danger pay essentially. I think it's a nice way to say danger pay. So if you're doing something with like inherent danger, where you something goes wrong, you could lose your life or a limb, you get paid a way more money, right?
And I'm guessing also there's certain people that have certain limits. Like, I'll do this, but if you want that, that's somebody else. Like, not every stunt person is going to do every stunt.
Like I said, a lot of people have gotten in through like being an extra, getting some contacts. They might not have a lot of skills, as such. They're tough guys, or they want to, it's in their soul.
Right.
And then you've got other guys like, some guy that can do a backflip on a motorcycle, and you need that guy, and then you got to pay him X amount of dollars for it. So different people will do different things. They have different skills.
So I'm dying to ask you the question. I just got to ask you, what's the most exciting, dangerous thing you ever did? You got to tell us right now. Like, be honest.
This podcast. Swear to God.
You're in danger right now with Joe Leary. I know that, but I'm just saying, you got to tell me. You got to tell us a story of, like, you were going to ask him anyway. So, like, what was it? Come on.
Oh my God.
You ever been on fire?
Oh, of course I have.
Of course I have. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've done it pretty much full time for 26 years.
Yeah.
I've had, I don't know. I don't even know where to start.
A big jump out of a window. Like, you got to tell us something here. Come on, give me something.
Man, something. Let me think.
So we're here on the second level of Brew Hall, and it's a really big structure, and there's a nice staircase there.
Yeah.
The sort of like falling down the stairs like that. That's something that's probably old hat to you, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's an old school.
That's Stunt 101. Is that right?
Yeah, Stunt 101. You put some pads on, you fall down.
They probably make the stairs out of foam.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they just replaced the whole staircase.
Sure,
sure. Yeah. They don't need us anyways. Yeah.
So, while you're still thinking, because we do want some specific, but have you broken a lot of bones?
Yeah.
You kind of say that rather nonchalantly.
Yeah. 26 years. Yeah. I didn't perform for a few years, but I'm still performing now. I hate the cliche how many bones you've broken, but it's a lot.
But isn't that the mark of a true expert in the field, when you can basically say, I've virtually broken everything in my body?
I think Evel Knievel already has that title, But I mean, I've broken my leg, my ankles, my leg, and my arm. You just sometimes the worst part about it is working with injuries. That's kind of if there's one special skill that I have, is working with injuries. And so I've done stunts while I had a broken bone in my leg, and I've done stupid things like that.
Well, just before we wrap this up, I still want you to nurse this idea. We need to know something incredibly dangerous you've done. But you're also a filmmaker. Tell us about American Badger.
American Badger, it's kind of a long story. We started shooting about almost 5 years ago, and we have no money, and so we're just doing like low budget, filmmaking, grassroots filmmaking, and then it kind of turned into something different. Distributors wanted to turn it into an action film, and so we did a bunch of reshoots, and it ended up being 2 films. One's called American Badger, and one called American Velvet. And so there's like one story is told through the eyes of this hitman who falls in love with this girl, and one story is told through the eyes of the girl who falls in love with the hitman. So they're a companion piece. So the first one's going out onto market right now. It was released at AFM. It'll probably sell like maybe 15 or 20 countries. We don't really know yet. And then American Velvet, because it's more of like a female non-action, it'll probably sell less countries, but they're companion pieces. And so the movie started out as 1, and then after reshoots and marketing ended up being 2, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of a long story, but it's a painful story.
Just before we say goodbye, okay, what's the dumbest stunt you've done? Craziest stunt you've done?
Dumbest stunt I've done. Okay, I'll just tell you, since we're on the topic. One time I was doing a stunt on the Cleveland Dam, and I had to run backwards. I was just on a climbing rope, or like a wire, and I had to run backwards and burst through this hand railing, like there was a breakaway railing, and I fell about 15 or 20 feet, and I hit the end of the wire, and it spun me around and hit the cliff, and it broke my leg. and I was booked on another show the next day. And because I'm young and I don't want to lose the opportunity, I don't cancel my job the next day. So I've got a broken fibula. And I go to the doctor, I go to the hospital, I get it x-rayed, and I can't wait to get to the hospital, so I get the x-ray myself and I put it up on the thing, and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad, and I leave the hospital before the doctor could stop me. And I went to work the next day, and I'm first up in the morning, I've got to do this kind of car hit, so I'm running backwards, and a car hits me like the bottom of my legs, and I roll up in the car and go over the edge. Not a big deal, but my leg was broken, so when it hit the ground, it separated the bone. And I had to do it again. And I'm sweating and shaking, I'm in a lot of pain. And, okay, you're done. I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm done. I limp out. They're like, oh, wait, you're not done yet. Okay, what do? We might use you last shot of the day. Just go wait in your chair. So they sent me over to wait in my chair. And I'm praying to God I don't have to work. I'm just praying to God. 7 hours, 8 hours goes by, I'm still sitting there. I can't really walk. My fibula is like broken and separated. I'm so much pain. And when, the last shot of the day, okay, we got 20 minutes. We want to get you running through the parkade, jump over a 10-foot hand railing, onto the concrete below, land and keep going. Great. So I'm trying to run, and they're like, why are you limping so much? Well, I hurt I don't want to say anything, right? I can't tell anyone I came to work with a broken leg.
No, probably not good advice. Yeah.
So I didn't tell the stunt coordinator, didn't tell anybody. And so I had to do that 4 times, and 4 or 5 times, and they're like, stop limping so much. So I just had to bear down and just fight through the pain and pretend I'm not limping, and then just one hand vault over the hand railing, and then try to land on the non-broken leg and roll out of it and keep running. And I did that, I think, 5 times at the end of the day. It sucked.
So regardless of what it was, when you watch it on film, do you see it? Did you actually see yourself? Do you actually see yourself? Could you see?
I don't watch. I don't watch.
Well, obviously you're playing someone else as a stuntman, but it'd be interesting. You go, oh, geez.
That is the occupational hazard. Yeah, stuntman.
Yeah.
Kirk Cowett, American Bachelor film, filmmaker, and stunt person. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Cheers.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, great.
Right on.